So, hello, this is my interview with Mike Morelli. He is the director for the University of Montana Entertainment Management Program. Mike, why don't you just start out by telling us a little bit about yourself?
I'm from Colorado. Most recently was in Ohio. Have a wife and two beautiful daughters, one in the Navy and one 8 years old. And very, very lucky guy to have such a cool family.
That's awesome. Good deal. So the point of this interview is we're going to be talking about just the future of media and what it does for you in your career. So my first question for you is, how have you used media during your career so far here?
Well, I've used it over the course of my career, all the traditionals, newspaper, print, poster, radio, of course, TV. But what has been very interesting now here in Missoula and here at the university has been using the tools that the university has in terms of social media to get out our message and to make sure that we're reaching as many people as we can.
Okay. So this change in social media, so this is probably the biggest change you've seen for media?
Without a doubt. And you know what's interesting is you go to somebody like Facebook and you drill down on your demographics and you can reach, in large population centers, hundreds of thousands of people that are very specific and targeted. Whereas in the past, you'd put your ad out there on a billboard and you'd hope that the people driving by had some money and wanted to come and do what you were offering. And so that has been very, very interesting.
All right, okay. You kind of answered this question, but has this change in media, if applicable, changed anything for you as a professional, like your learning curve or anything like that?
Absolutely. You know, every professional is learning every day about something new, but the reality of social media is, at one point it was, you were so happy to send out your emails and you would use Constant Contact to see who opened your email, and man, that was a big deal. You know, and that was back in the early 2000s. Now we're tracking cookies, and we're tracking cookies of where they've been, where they've come from. We're bringing up targeted marketing ads. We're making sure that when someone travels to go look at something that's relevant to what we're selling, we can give them an impression for something that we have. And so all of a sudden, it's all the same. You're still trying to sell people things. You're still using social media, but you're using it in different ways. And you have to learn how to do that, because if you don't, people that do know how to do that will do it much better and take people's discretionary income.
So what you're definitely saying is you got to be constantly disrupting your own self.
Absolutely. Every day.
Awesome. Just give me a few examples of maybe ways you have intertwined traditional media and social media in today's in your job.
Sure.
This one's out of the blue, sorry.
Well, that's all right. You know, there are all kinds of crazy things that you can do. So if you're going to put a poster up for a show, and everybody puts posters up for a show. You can put a QR code on that poster and let people delve into the website. And if they delve into the website, you can pop up, let's say they're interested in going and they've been there for a certain amount of time, you can pop up an ad that says, hey, you're still thinking about it, get 5% off. So all of a sudden you've taken what was a traditional poster, you've moved it over into the website, and then you've gone into the newer technology where you're starting to use the analytics of what's happening on your site and tracking their experience and appealing to them at that moment. And that's a pretty exciting way to get people to come to your shows.
Okay. Last question for you, Mike. How do you think the future of traditional media is going to change? I know a lot of people say newspapers are on the outs. Do you think that's true? Do you think television and radio are seeing that? Or
Well, it's interesting. You know, radio is seeing this whole resurgence, and a lot of smart people realized, hey, you know, I'm a traditional station and I'm country, and I have to do country programming because that's what I bought and that's my genre and that's my market. But you know, online, I can be whoever I want to be, and I can sell air again, because that's what you're selling on radio, you're selling air. I can sell more air online, and in fact, I can target people better online than I can actually target them with the radio. So these two things reinforce each other. So you're going to see a resurgence of all these traditional medias, I believe, because people are smart, right? There's a lot of people out there that understand how to make these things work and intertwine. I think the hardest part, probably for the print industry and newspapers, you know, we get our media stronger, faster, more relevant, and of course other people weighed in on than opening a traditional paper. And the experience of having a cup of coffee and reading the paper in the morning is kind of gone. That part I think is going to go away. However, I think papers and news services are finding new ways to be relevant and new ways to compete. And I think they'll continue to do that.
Right. Well, thank you, Mike, for your time. I really appreciate it. This has been wonderful. So
My pleasure. Thank you,
take
sir.
care. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I said